Good morning, everybody. It is almost 10:30. I have been up since 8:45 this morning. I had a 9:30 interview at Taco Bell, and I felt like it went good. I had good vibes and whatnot, so I felt like it went good. Um, they are hiring for the manager is hiring for both a assistant manager and a shift lead. She's trying. Her boss is going to be in town, and she's going to try to get me in by 1:45 for an interview. So I'm waiting back for either a phone call or text message saying, "Can you come in at so and such time?" I did tell her that if she was going to call me back for an interview today, um, it would have to be before 2:30, because I have to be at my other job at 3. So they know I have a job. They know I have another job, and that I'm looking for a better reason, or a better job. They asked me why I wanted to leave Dickies, and I basically told them the main purpose. I did not basically say better money. I just said, better opportunity. So I'm excited about that. I tried to do a video before this one, and my first interruption was, well, the tornado warning system went off, and I was like, it's Tuesday. They don't go off unless it's Wednesday normally. Well, we watched the KY3, which is one of our local news channels from Springfield or St. Louis. I think it's Springfield. And the weatherman on there was Missouri's what did he say? Missouri State. They were something about activating the system to test it out. Basically, like it was a test, not like we're having tornadoes in our area. Because I was like, dude, it is sunny. There's not a single cloud in the sky. Yes, it is a little bit breezy, but that's about it. Not enough to go, oh yeah, we're gonna get bad weather. No, but it was a test, and I was like, so are they switching it to Tuesdays instead of Wednesdays? Because usually it was the first Wednesday of the month type situation. I just kind of went, I don't know. I got knocked off my phone because they sent an alert over my phone, and it caused the recording to stop. And we've been having internet issues, and so since mom's not in the house, she's out and about doing whatever. Jerry called to interrupt the second video to reboot our internet system, and it worked. Everything's working properly now. The biggest problem we're having was our Alexa in the bedroom was not connecting to the internet. So we now know that every so often when the junction box, the router box or booster box, however you want to call it, is not getting enough signal into our bedroom from the kitchen router box, or whatever you want to call it, booster box, I guess. It's time to try to reset the system. We tried to reset reboot just the one individual unit that helps get internet to that side of the house. We're thinking or hoping that maybe someday in the future we can get one to boost signal into this room, so I can have a laptop, so I can do research or whatnot on my laptop while doing videos. I don't know, but so far it's been a busy day. I didn't do any videos for the weekend because it was a busy weekend. Work, Dickies is getting busy, but the problem is it's getting problematic. I don't really want to leave Dickies, and I'm pretty sure I've said this a couple times. I really don't want to leave Dickies, but because of certain events that has happened in the last month, it makes me question the validity, or however you want to put it, of working with Dickies. We're starting to get busier, but we're not adding more people. We're not increasing other people's hours. We're not doing, there's a lot of things that we could be doing that we're not. That's one thing. The other thing is when the manager, fires a particular person for doing certain things that you warned them would get them fired, and you fire them, and then a month later, this person was fired back in January, and towards mid-February, about 3 weeks to a month later, rehires that person. It makes everybody who had problems with that person was causing the problems go, what? You're rehiring that person after being on, actually it was 2 weeks, on a 2-week probation, but you're rehiring them to only work 1 day out of the week. Why? What made you change your mind? That kind of thing. So a lot of us got displeased with that. Some other people got displeased because of the fact that when we upgraded our systems to what we're using now, was unhappy that Debbie made the choice on the spot to make Lisa, who has more than enough experience as a GM, an assistant manager. A number of people, not me, because I didn't care. I mean, I work well with Lisa. But the thing is, some people got, I'm going to use the only phrase I can use that's nicer than some of the other phrases. Some people got a little salty because of it and started causing problems. It was bad enough those same people weren't doing adequate job closing the store down as it was, but it got worse. And when they were doing it usually Friday night, because Saturday and Sunday Debbie's never there, and I would have to come in and basically deal with it as well. And I was kind of like, no, this is not happening. So I'm very unpleased with the fact that certain managers, and I'm not going to name names, aren't stepping up to the plate, or aren't doing an adequate enough job in my brain to be a manager, to deal with the problems, because a lot of those problems would be dealt with if we had better management system. So I'm not getting guaranteed hours. Work has become no teamwork. I mean, there's only 3 people who know what teamwork is, and they're not always there. So it's kind of like I just need better guaranteed hours, better pay, better chance of being promoted. I have the skills and knowledge to be a manager, but there's no opportunities at Dickies for me. So, being that Taco Bell, which is not even 5 minutes up the road from me, had positions open for assistant manager or shift lead. And shift lead is basically 1 step below assistant manager, but it's also 1 step above just regular crew member. So I'm like, that's why I filled that paperwork for. Not only that, in fact, I already have some experience of Taco Bell under my belt. So it's just like, I'll take the chance, fill out the paperwork, see what happens. Worst case scenario, I'm still working at Dickies. At least I still have a job. Dickies would be a whole lot better if we had more work, at least 1 to 2 more workers. Could put at least 1 more worker on during the daytime and 1 more worker on night times, especially Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and possibly Sunday, because those are our busiest days. But like I said, I have a job. It's a good job. It's just there's room for an improvement at Dickies, but nobody wants to improve. Debbie's hands are tied because of her silent partner. Lisa's hands are tied because of Debbie. My hands are tied because of Lisa, Debbie, and the silent partner. Even though Lisa and Debbie try to work with me, it's just the fact of that what I need them to do, especially Debbie, is she needs to come down from high at any given time or any given day, especially in evening times, and get these nighttime kids, and I do call them kids because they're younger than me, to either step up or step out. Because what I'm seeing is the nighttime crew needs to quit goofing off, because I've worked with these kids at nighttime and I ended up running myself ragged because I was literally trying to do everything by myself. I mean, the only things I weren't doing by myself was working on a cash register and chopping up the meats and whatnot for the customers. But I was doing, cleaning, making sure there was enough prep for the next day, doing things the right way, basically. Because nobody wanted to do it the right way. They just wanted to either serve the customers, or if there were no customers, they just wanted to flap their gums. And I can never get them to understand the concept of if you've got time to lean, you've got time to clean. And to me, standing there flapping your gums is leaning. You're not doing any cleaning. So I get irritated by it. And I've told Debbie time and time again, if these guys at nighttime cannot do their nighttime closing properly, switch people around. Have some of those nighttime people come in and work during the daytime while the daytime people come in and work at night. Because I tried to tell Debbie, I would prefer to work at nighttime on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. So I know when the Saturday, Sunday morning crew comes in, they're not having to clean up extra pans, change out the barbecue sauce pans, things that should have been done the night before. And my thing is, if you've got 3 people at nighttime, even if they're busy, they can still get everything done and be out of there at 9 p.m. like they're supposed to. In fact, Debbie made the new schedule last week for this week, and it literally says underneath there, Sunday through Thursday we close at 8. Friday and Saturday we close at 9 because they're closing too early. Now I know last Wednesday when it was me and Randy, who's supposed to be the GM, we had the store ready to be basically locked up and walked out at 8 p.m. We had it ready before 8 p.m. Like 7:30, we had everything dismantled, cleaned, and taken down. And even though we had a couple customers come in at 7:30, it wasn't that hard to take the food items that we just put away and serve them up, and then rewrap them, and then clean and just wipe everything down. In fact, I think by the time I left at 8 o'clock, the only thing Randy had left to do was 2 or 3 dishes and counts. End of the night counts. And granted, we had the door locked up at 8 o'clock, and just about the time we were locking that door, our last customers were walking out. They had finished their food and they were walking out. So all we had to do was wash the trays that their food was on, and wash the utensils that we used to serve up their food. Everything else was pretty much done. But that's just me and the way I do things, because I like doing things like this morning, for instance. I'm an early bird. If I know I'm supposed to be there at 9:30, I'll be there 10 minutes early. If not 5 minutes early. I'll always be early. And if I know that I'm gonna be running late to a job, I'm on the phone saying, "Hey, I'm gonna be a minute or two late. Had a late start, or lost track of time, whatever legitimate reason I have, because I never use illegitimate reasons. I try not to use. I try not to give too much information though, especially if it's like I had a late start. That for me is code for I had to go to the restroom at the last minute, and it took me longer than I thought it was going to take me, type situation. Either that, or I can just show up to work and go straight to the bathroom. They know I'm there, but I had to go to the restroom. Now, there's only been one other time that I called out because of automotive vehicular issues. It was back in New York. Had to go to my job, and the car didn't want to start because it was too cold. Had to get my father-in-law to use his vehicle to jumpstart the car. But once it was jump started, it was fine. We found out the next day I had off that the reason why the car wasn't starting wasn't the fact that it was cold, but it was a combination of cold, battery was old, and there was a loose wire or something like that, loose connector. It happens. But I personally feel that I need a job that is going to guarantee my hours and have a crew that will work together instead of 2 or 3 people trying to do the job of 4 people. So it's one of those things where I've come to the, after this winter, I've come to realizing that Dickies is they're a franchise within a corporation. They have certain rules and regulations they have to follow because of the Dickies name, but because of the fact that they bought into the Dickies name, they can do whatever they want when it comes to personnel. Granted, a store like Taco Bell, which has to follow basically all Taco Bell's rules and regulations and has no wiggle room for deviation. So I mean, the worst thing they can do is basically have everybody come in and open up and run the store like they normally do and go, okay, the rush is over, or we didn't have a rush, we're going to go ahead and send some people home early. But for the most part, with some place like McDonald's, Taco Bell, Wendy's, Arby's, places like that, they may be a franchise store, but they have to, for the most part, follow the company logo, company name, company whatever to the letter. And I realize now that I need that because, one, it's more stable. 2, there's more of a crew than just 2 different people. And yeah, I don't want to leave Dickies because this week alone I'm getting my hours, but there's no guarantee next week is going to be as good. In fact, the way things are starting to look and as busy as we're starting to get again, without the extra people, it's going to be very hard. And I'm at that point in my life I can't deal with the hardship. I cannot run myself ragged and come home and feel like whodunit ran. And I know there's no guarantee that's not going to happen at Taco Bell, but at least at Taco Bell, there's better opportunity, there's more people to help me out, there's better chances that it's not going to be as tough. and I know that I'm going to have to relearn a lot of stuff because they've got new stuff. But the good thing, the better thing about Taco Bell is at least they have little plaques or little signs on telling you how to build the items. At Dickies, it's like you either have to know how to do it and learn it on your own, or you have to be able to do this. Squint at a very small piece of paper to remember or know how much meat products to cut up, or what goes in what, and things like that. That, in fact, we have menu boards for the customers to read, but if you don't remember exactly what the Tuesday special is, you're gonna be like, "What's the Tuesday special? Which sandwich is that? What exactly is a Tuesday special?" That kind of thing. I don't remember all that stuff because there's so much of it. It's like I know how to do just about everything, but remember the special of the day. That, in fact, the special of the day has it's a specific design, and we can't really deviate from that sign. So let's say they ask for, and I don't know what day it is, but it's either Tuesday or Wednesday, is the Westerner sandwich plate. And the Westerner sandwich plate is 2 meats. Usually, if it's not a special, it's 2 meats with cheese. But the Tuesday special is I do believe it's a Westerner sandwich with pulled pork and kibasi. And the only deviation is, do you want regular or spicy kibasi? We can't change the meats. It has to be exactly the way it says. And I've had customers try to tell me otherwise, and I'm like, no. If it's a special of the day, it has to be made exactly the way it is. The only thing we can do is, let's say the special of the day is a pulled pork sandwich, but you don't want a bun. I can make it without the bun, but I cannot change it to brisket or sausage or chicken or turkey. It has to be that particular meat. But some people are, but I don't. Then you don't want the special of the day. You just want a Westerner sandwich plate. So it's like, okay. And I'm just getting at that point where it's like, I'm not arguing with people anymore. I'm tired of arguing with people. I'm tired of getting into situations where I have to sit there and go, hey, I understand you want it that way, but according to company policy, we have to do it this way. And then people want to get into the argument of, but the customer's always right. No. Customer's not always right. But I digress. I am hoping for the best when it comes to the potential of getting the job at Taco Bell, because she is looking for either an assistant manager or an assistant manager or a shift lead. I gotta get those two right. And because of the fact that I've already have experience with Taco Bell, and I already have experience with management, I'm hoping I'll be a good fit for them in their management pool. Whether it's shift lead, which is basically a low-level manager, or an assistant manager, which is right below general manager, but it's also above assistant. The only things that I'm not looking forward to when it comes to management, and not because of the fact that I can't manage people, it's having to deal with things that managers have to deal with, whether it's upset customers, missed orders, which usually causes upset customers, co-workers that are below me that want to play this let's see what we can get away with game. Because as I told my my interviewer, who was supposed to be the regional manager or the store manager, I don't know what exactly she is, but she did say she was manager of the store, so I'm going to assume she's a general manager or above. But oh, kids playing, sorry. but I did tell her that I'm military born and bred, um, have had experience in management or assisting managing in Missouri and New York. I'm hoping the factor of being having managerial experience in New York gives me a big boost, because as my father-in-law used to say, if you can make it in New York, you can make it anywhere else. Yes and no. Yes, in the fact that you have buku experience because of how busy New York is. So you have experience with dealing with fast food, or here in Missouri, fast food would equal the speed of my deli job in the grocery stores of New York. But being a person who was put in charge of a deli, a private deli, or just what we here in Missouri would consider grocery stores here in Missouri are not as, does not have as much product, or doesn't have the same products as New York. But being a boss or manager at a delicatessen, where they have the convenience store, but they have the section which most people go to, which is your deli, which is your sliced meats. We made hot breakfast sandwiches. So we had a little bit of everything. And in New York, a lot of those stores aren't considered delis. They're delicatessens, but because of the fact that we have the convenience store as well, and not just the deli foods. New Yorkers call those bodegas. What bodega means, I don't know, but that's what they called my store, is a bodega. But I had that experience under my belt. And that store, I had to do everything. I had to manage money. I had to manage the schedule. I had to deal with both customer and vendor. So I have a little bit of experience doing all that stuff, just not in a large scale like Taco Bell. So I know I can do it. I know I have the experience to do it. It's just learning the ropes, getting all the information, all that stuff. Okay, I got 2 more minutes before I need to stop this so I can start getting Jerry going. Getting her coffee, making breakfast, sitting back, relaxing, hoping for a phone call while being nervous and excited at the same time, which may or may not be good for me tonight at Dickies. Because tonight at Dickies, I get there at 3. I'm working for 3 hours with a person that everybody's not happy with because of circumstances. Basically, it's the young lady who basically kept on calling out to the point where Debbie fired her, but then rehired her 2 weeks later. She's supposed to be there until 6, but knowing her, she may stay. It looks like, let's just put it this way, this would be the second week I've actually had to work with her directly. It looks like she's trying to put her best foot forward, and she may stay past 6 o'clock depending on how busy we are. But I am the person who's supposed to be by themselves from 3 to 8. It's 5 hours. No. She's supposed to be there until 6. She may stay until 7 depending on how busy you are. So if she leaves at 6, I'll be by myself for 2 hours. Which means during that 2 hours, I will start doing my cleaning, because when I work by myself, not knowing how busy it is, I start doing certain cleaning projects early. Getting the trash ready to go outside. Just little things that I know I can do. Try to get as many of the dishes done. If my cashier person doesn't do them, and she usually does them, she usually takes care of as much as she can. And like I said, I think she's trying to put her best foot forward by doing as much stuff as she can, like the dishes, the cashiering, helping out on board. My only two concerns are how busy is it going to be and how many takeout orders we're going to get, because she has a habit of trying to push the takeout orders ahead of the customers that are standing right there, and I usually try to stagger them, which means I'll look at this receipt, see what time it's supposed to be done by, or what time it's supposed to be picked up by. Try to look at my time to see what time it actually is, so I can okay, I can do 2 customers, then this, 2 more customers, then the next one. She had a habit of trying to get Lisa, especially, to do the takeout orders first and foremost before customers who were standing right there. And she tried to do that to me once. I said, no. Customers who are in my store standing right there are more important. If I can do 2 customers before I do a ticket, that's exactly what I'm going to do. But I try not to worry about what is going to happen at work, because there'll be more than enough time to worry about that when I get there. That in fact, I'll come in and Debbie will most likely tell me if it was busy or not. And I found that a lot of times, if it's busy in the afternoon during lunch, usually dinner time is not that busy. So if Patsy, which is our problem child as I call her, does stay past 6 o'clock, I'm going to be happy. If she doesn't, I'll just have to go, okay, I can do this, 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 and this before 7. And then between 7 and 8, I have to do this, 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 and this to the best of my ability. And if that means at 8 o'clock locking the door to finish up cleaning projects like dishes and stuff of that nature, so be it. Debbie has basically already told me if I have any problems with shutting down because I don't know I'm not fully familiarized with the new closing procedures, because it's a lot of little things to deal with, to call her. So if I'm not done with everything by 8 o'clock, what I'll do is 8 o'clock close the store, lock up the store, try to do the money situation, so I know I can, if I have to call her before it gets too late, I can do that and then do the dishes and finalize cleaning. But if I do it my way, everything will be done except for the money part by 8 o'clock. So it's going to be a good day. Anyhow, yeah. That's what's been going on lately. That's been my thoughts for the last, if you can't tell, I'm excited. I'm excited, I'm nervous, I'm anxious. It's all good. It really is literally all good, because one thing I strongly believe there's a rhyme and reason for everything that's happening. Now, whether it's what we consider good or not, that's a different story. But everything has a purpose in life, and what's happening has some sort of purpose, and I'll figure it out eventually. Anyhow, that is, well, do I do a quick read or not? Nah, I'll save that for later. I'll save that for either this evening or tomorrow morning. But like I said, the last 3 days have been busy and somewhat chaotic, but okay. But we've come out for the better. Anyhow, if you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. I know it might be a crazy roller coaster video because of how I'm feeling. Luckily, mostly on the positive side. Any questions or comments, go ahead and put them in the comment box. If you're new to my channel and you choose to subscribe, maybe because you enjoyed the chat, maybe because of the fact that you've seen other videos before deciding to become a subscriber, that's your choice. But you can just click on that subscribe button, and once you do that, a little bell will pop up. You can click on that bell, and YouTube will let you know when I put in my new video, next video, whatever. Until next time, God bless. Have a good day. Hopefully everything's sunny for you. Bye.